today is a very good day for our organization, for our team. We're always looking for ways to improve our ball club. And sometimes you got to wait a little while for that to happen. We waited our 7 days, and we're very, very proud to welcome Nenad to the Thunder organization. I think he's going to bring a number of different things to our team. First and foremost, obviously, ability to stretch the floor, and it adds another player to our roster with a high basketball IQ that understands how to play the game and play it at a high level. Clearly, we're thrilled to have him. Scott will also be able to elaborate more on how he envisions using him. But we've followed Nenad for quite some time, even from when he was in the draft through his days in New Jersey and obviously in Russia. In terms of plan going forward, the first step for us is going to be helping him acclimate and get comfortable in the new situation. What we've done is a little bit unique in the sense that we're bringing a player here that has not had a training camp and has not had the same amount of time to get acclimated with teammates, and also from a conditioning standpoint and the rhythm of the NBA in general. So our focus early will be getting him prepared, getting him ready, getting him acclimated with his teammates, and that's going to happen through practice. Anytime that you do an international transaction like this, there's also the matter of immigration and visa process, and we'll have a short period as the visa process plays out prior to his ability to play in basketball games. Practice is fine, obviously, but we're like any other business, and we have to allow that process to play out. We should expect that to happen shortly, sometime next week, but doesn't necessarily impact our plan, which was from the get-go to get him acclimated and comfortable conditioning-wise and comfortable with his teammates. So with that, I would like to welcome Nenad Krstic to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Thank you.
All right. Let's say a few words.
Yeah. First of all, I want to say hello to everybody. Thank you for coming. It's been a long week for me, but finally, I've become a part of the Oklahoma City Thunders, and I'm really excited. Really happy. Looking forward to play, and I'm looking like this is my second opportunity, in NBA. As you know, I was in Russia, and everything happened for me really quickly. 2 weeks ago I was playing a Russian league. Now I'm, NBA again, and it's really wanna, thank everybody, and hopefully, I'm gonna. Always is hard, to come in the middle of season, but hopefully I'll be, adjust really quickly and try to do everything I can to help the team. I know team is really young, and I know we really have a bright future, and hopefully, like I said, just do everything I can to help the team win.
Questions, thoughts, comments?
First off, its pronunciation is Krstic. Krstic?
Yeah.
Krstic. Let's get that right.
We were just talking about
Yeah, I mean,
we're working on that.
I thought it was Krstic. Now it's Krstic. It's Krstic, all right?
Krstic.
Okay, Krstic.
Yeah.
Get that right. Two, you're not an American-born player, but you played in the NBA with New Jersey. How happy are you to be back in the league, the NBA?
I'm really, really happy. I was assigned this summer with the Russian team, I was already, clear my head. Okay, I'm gonna be at least 1 year in Russia, then try to come back next summer. And then Oklahoma came and gave me opportunity to play again. And like I said, this is my second chance. As you know, I had, last 2 years, I didn't have a really, I was not lucky with the injuries. But, now I'm 100%, healthy, and I'm happy, to be back here.
Nenad, tell us what you perceive to be the strongest parts of your game and what you hope to bring to this team.
Hopefully, I can do, a lot of things on the court, especially on the offensive end. With New Jersey, I played 4 years, and we really play a lot of, pick and roll and pick and pop games. I can also play inside, but I don't like to talk about my game. That's, I always just want to, show on the court, but only thing I really need to improve is on the defensive end. So I was really trying to do a lot on in this summer and in Russia too. That's pretty much it.
Nenad, you said you're 100%. Knee injuries a lot of times take about a year, and it's been, what, a year and a half, 2 years. Completely where you were 2 years ago. Did you notice that when you were playing over in Russia?
Yeah, they usually said it's like 6 to 8 months for this injury, but it feels normal after a year and a half. So I'm about 2 years now, and when I played in Russia, we didn't have a lot of games, so I used a lot of days off and to just keep on my strength. And even in summertime, when I play for national team, I feel it start to feel normal. So right now, just totally normal. 100%. I can say. And but with this injury, you can get lazy. You need to do every day if you can, or every 3 to 4 weeks, 3 to 4 times a week. You need to go in a weight room and do strength on your hamstring and quads. So I'm doing I really like in Russia. I really like take advantage of that, and I was really doing a lot.
You said you didn't play many games in Russia. How long ago approximately was the last time you played, and did you have a training camp prior to that season out there?
Last game I played on 16th December, and for some reason I didn't play a lot. I averaged like 20 minutes a game, but it really what it's helped me. I play for national team during summer, so that was a real training camp for me. Playing for national team in Europe is totally different. You practice twice a day, and for 2 months training, then you play games, and that was really helped me from the conditioning, and especially for my knees. I had the strength conditioning coach over there, so we were doing a lot.
Sam, since this was during the season transaction, go through the process. I mean, it's not like all of a sudden he's on some waiver wire or they're offering a trade from Russia. Go through the process on how some of this happened.
Sure. We're like every other team in the league in that we're responsible for following players that interest us. We're responsible for tracking players overseas. We're no different than any other team in that respect. We felt like this was an opportunity for our ball club and someone that we felt like could be helpful to us, not just in the immediate, but also part of what we're trying to do long term. And we decided that we'd pursue the opportunity. One thing I do want to add and make sure that I make clear is the team in Russia, Triumph, was incredibly easy to work with. They were great in communication and really did a fine job throughout the process, and we're happy to have their cooperation throughout this. It's a little bit unique in the sense of what I talked about earlier, in that we're adding a player mid-season, But the way we're approaching this is not to rush through the process, but again, we're adding someone that we feel like can help us both in the immediate but in the long term, and that's the approach that we're taking.
Sam, and I guess for you, Scott, either one, you kind of maybe hit on this a little bit. The whole scouting process, I'm sure you checked to see about the needs and all that kind of stuff, see if it was okay. What did you see when you watched him play, or one of your scouts or whatever? And I know you got to go through the immigration and everything else, but what kind of timetable are we looking at before he actually gets on the court?
Well, let me address that part first. He'll be able to practice, which for us is the most important part, and the paperwork from a visa standpoint is just basically waiting as anyone's would, and the approval process should be finished sometime early next week. And in terms of the scouting process and what we saw, anytime you're working from a scouting standpoint, you're just trying to collect as much information as you can, compile it, analyze it, interpret it, and the information that we have on Nenad is gone back from New Jersey. Well, actually, I should say from your days with Partizan in New Jersey in the NBA, and then play a national team and into Russia this past season. His ability, again, to shoot the ball, stretch the floor, his unselfish nature, and this, again, his basketball IQ, I think, are things that draw any basketball team that wants to get better to a player like this. So we saw it as an opportunity for us, and decided to act, even though it seemed a little bit far-fetched at the time, but it turned out to be a win-win for everybody.
Scott, how would you like to use Nenad with the pieces that you have now and based on what you know of him in the past?
Well, it actually surprised me that Baldwin wasn't the first question asked. But, well, we're excited. We're excited about having him. We feel that with the group of guys that we have, high-quality character guys that love the gym, love to practice, love to compete. I was talking to him earlier this afternoon that it's a great opportunity here. We have a team that's going to get better. We have great crowds. Fan support is unbelievable. I even mentioned this is the weather year-round here. So it's we're going to use him in a variety of ways. We have a team that's unique. We have guys that are on the wing that can post up. We have post-up players that can shoot from the perimeter. So we will obviously use his talents, but it's going to take an evaluation period. He hasn't played since the 14th or 16th of December, so that's 2 weeks without playing competitive basketball. It's going to take some time for him to get back into the swing of things, and it's going to take some time for our players to adjust to him. But we're looking forward to that, and we're not putting a timetable on it. We want to make sure that both the team, himself, and our players are comfortable playing with each other and for each other.
Nenad, did you know there was a basketball team in Oklahoma?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, I played once with New Jersey, but it was New Orleans. But of course, yeah.
Scott, do you have to change your offense much because you don't really have a low post presence right now? Will that be a change for your players, current players here, and then just fitting him in?
Well, it's going to be an adjustment. We have to figure out what's best for his game to blend in with what we do. But it's a situation that we all are going to have to work together. We feel that his strength is stretching the floor. He can score down low at the block. We have shooters that can shoot threes. So it's definitely going to be a process that we will look at the next few weeks and figure that out as it goes along.
Nenad, did you follow the NBA while you were still overseas in Russia? Was that something you wanted to keep up on?
A little bit. I didn't have a NBA TV, but over there, but just internet, and, NBA.com always, but not really. I didn't watch a game a lot, and because of time difference, and not really.
Have you seen, or what do you know of your new teammates? Have you seen film on them, or just from maybe what you remember in New Jersey?
Yeah, I just watched the last 3 games, and, it's really like you just need a little bit. You know, they're playing good. You know, just especially the game in Detroit, we lost like last second shot. So the team is not really like, if you look in the record, the team is much better. And, so just sometimes you need you need to get lucky sometimes.
Nenad, all the New Jersey writers we've talked to the last couple of days say you're going to love him. He's got a great sense of humor, all that. How big adjustment was it when you first came over and played in the NBA? And obviously you should feel a lot more comfortable, this time around, even though it's a new market and a new team.
When I came here first, like 5 years ago, I didn't speak English at all. It was like totally couple of words, and still I don't speak English very well, but I'm really trying. Especially the last 6 months I was in Serbia and Russia, so I lost a little bit, but it was a big adjustment. Totally, Europe and America is totally different, especially when you live all your life in Serbia, and now you came in. I was 21 years old. You came in the States, and you're totally different, And first year, people who works in New Jersey, they really helped me a lot to get adjusted. But everything is, was different. Food, language, culture, everything. So I was really like, the first year was really tough for me.
Nenad, the last year that you were here, your numbers were probably the best of your career. Did you feel like you were coming into your own and becoming the player you wanted to be, and then the injury happened, unfortunate timing for you?
Yeah, it was that summer, I didn't want to, I said, I don't want to play for national team, I just want to work on my game. And I really worked hard that summer, and it paid off, but unfortunately, the injury happened, and you can't control that. It's just happened.
Nenad, I know you've been in town for a couple of days, I guess. First, have you had a chance to see much of Oklahoma City? And when you were here before playing with the Nets against the Hornets, what are your thoughts remembering back to those days about the atmosphere inside the Ford Center, the crowd, and was that something that maybe attracted you to come here?
Yeah, one of the reasons, for sure. I remember when I played that game, the coach said, here is a crowd like college crowd. For me, I didn't know. I never was on a college game, but, it's something. And when you're coming from Europe, it's fans are crazy over there. It's really like loud. And I walk around a little bit of, most of the time I stay in a room and try to, work out a little bit, but work out a little bit on a movie theater. I don't know what's the name, but it's nice. Bricktown, okay. It's nice, especially I walk around a little bit before the game, so it was really crowded, and it's nice. It's, it's really, peaceful, nice city.
Sam or Scott, either one. Scott, you mentioned about you told them the weather's like this all the time. Was there any recruiting going on here? I mean, I know it's contracts, professional, everything else, but did you have to kind of do some recruiting with it?
I think anytime you go into a situation in free agency, you're always, I don't know if it's necessarily recruiting, but you're certainly communicating and trying to talk about what it is that you're trying to do, how that particular player may fit in what you're trying to establish. And I had the opportunity to speak with Nenad and his fiancée Tanya, and we had a great conversation. And for what we're trying to do, he's someone that fits, and I think he saw the opportunity here. We talked about the support that we have in this market. We talked about how we see our team growing and the development that we do see, and we're excited that he made the decision to want to be part of that.